intoxicating. That's how I would describe the sweet perfume and opium smoke that saturated the back of the shady hotel that served as a brothel. A dozen men sat on lush pillows on the thick carpeted floor, staring into blissful oblivion as alluring prostitutes dressed in enticing translucent silks draped over them. Persian music drifted as enchantingly as the hazy smoke. I stared stoically at the imposing bellicose figure sitting in the booth across from me. His only eye glinted ominously. The scrunched mass of flesh where his right eye should have been, and the missing lobe of his left ear, accentuated his brutally scarred face. These disfigurations were permanent reminders of the atrocities he had suffered by the Russians during their occupation in Afghanistan. Now an arms trader for the Taliban, his duties included smuggling weapons and equipment to Kashmir jihadis, Islamic militants who continued to infiltrate the line of control into the Indian state of Kashmir. I had dealt with this Muslim warrior over the past 18 months, and still did not know his name. As a result, I had secretly nicknamed him Cyclops, the one-eyed monster of Greek mythology. "The merchandise?" I asked in Urdu.
"No merchandise this time."
"Oh?"
"Special orders instead for Omar Khan."
"I don't like changes," I growled.
"Instructions are in the same place,"
Cyclops said impassively, though his eye blazed.
"Wait until I leave before you retrieve them, understood?"
I glared at him, rigid and wary.
"Understood,"
he said. I nodded and emptied my drink. I slammed the thick glass on the table.
"Praise Allah, peace be with him, and our great cause,"
he said. He stood and vanished into the thickening haze of smoke. I noticed that Cyclops had not touched his drink. As I discreetly removed the thick envelope taped to the underside of the table, my breath caught in my throat. A stunning prostitute, her face resembling a porcelain doll, emerged from upstairs. Her fiery sapphire eyes were focused on me. I had never seen her before, and was captivated by her beauty. I yearned to whisk her back upstairs to a private room. Standing, I threw some tattered rupees on the table to cover my fare. I hesitated, and momentarily locked eyes with the beautiful prostitute again. I was magnetically drawn towards her. It would only take a moment. No one would know, I reasoned. I shook my head as a commanding second voice filled my mind. No, no matter how tempting, the risk is too great. Ignoring the burning desire in my loins, I reluctantly walked through the beaded curtain into the next room. Pausing, I looked through the vertical strings of glittering beads. The voluptuous woman moved toward another patron. She sat with seductive grace on the lap of a slothful man, who seemed more preoccupied with smoking from his hookah than being with her. As she nuzzled his fleshy neck, she continued to stare at me. A hint of a smile touched her lush lips. Turning, I knocked on the hidden door that led into the hotel. Retrieving the weapons I had checked in from the front desk, I left the dilapidated building. My lookout appeared from the shadows from across the street and joined my side.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.